Thank you, Daniel. We have 3-4 minutes for a question. If you have a question for Paul, Daniel, and Lars. So Paul, Daniel, and Lars, may I ask you to come again here so you can answer? First, is there questions?
You should be really interested in this. It's not the type thing.
There's a question by there.
Hi, everyone. Daniel, my question is for you. You talked about local LLMs. Why do you think that it didn't work out as well? Because most of LLMs, they need to be fed with good data. And what did you try exactly?
Yeah,
you just fed the book, or did you try? What do you think made the difference between comparing the cloud-based and the local one in terms of quality?
Initially, it was a technical pursuit. We just wanted to see how feasible is it to download one of the available local models, integrate it in an app like Thorium, which, if you don't know, it's JavaScript. So we just wanted to see how that would work. Normally, it's Python and all sorts of other inference systems. And more importantly, is the inference, which is quite costly, will it run in CPU or in GPU? We wanted to try different things like this. We downloaded a model called Small or something like that, a visual model. It was quite small, really. And so a small model usually doesn't know as much about the world, and so the quality is less. But the benefit of that is that inference is quite rapid, even on a home computer. You know, it's not LLMs are not designed to run on home computers or phones, so the models are quite small when that happens. So what we observed is that inference was actually quite quick. It was quite a pleasant experience. You didn't have to wait very long, but the hallucinations were just terrible. Like, it was useless to the point of actually being counterproductive.
Thank you. Another question?
Hi, guys. Thanks. This is all very, very exciting. We've been playing with similar technologies, too, and I'm curious if you've had conversations with publishers yet. They tend to clam up when I show them what's possible and what we're capable of in modern times with AIs, even though clearly these big AI models are not being trained on data, at least not by us. Just the fact that we're using it in association with their content has created some abrasiveness there. I'm curious what you all have run into.
Stand up.
Hello. Well, I've had questions posed to me, of course. Since, you know, we're a breeding system developer, for some reason we get questions from everybody in the entire industry. But yes, so I think it's a good thing to try to explain to people is that it's also maybe how the models are communicated. The hype train is like being fed. Is that you almost feel like there is actually like a dynamic system going on where the models are actually learning from your prompts and stuff like that. And I think if you dispel people of that notion, I mean, that's not to say that they will not be trained on your prompt data in the future, but it's not like when we use RAG, for example, and the parts of the book gets fed into the context window for the chat. It's not like the information gets stored and the model learns from that data on the fly. I think people have the misunderstanding that may be happening, but it's very, very, very far from what's actually happening. It's extremely expensive to retrain these models, and as far as I understood it, the OpenAI, the latest and greatest models are just fine-tuned. It still uses like the really back end of the knowledge it has is still from 2021, and it's just fine-tuned with new data. So that may be something that is interesting to tell publishers. Also, again, publishers should own the embeddings. Publishers should own the vector database representations. and they should get paid when people are using those embeddings and those vector databases. Just no discussion. Those are editions of the book in numerical formats. Just keep that in mind and present it as a business opportunity for publishers instead. Daniel, please, help me out.
Oh, no, I think it's a good segue. So I demonstrated Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. I used their model there. And as I said, we've paid for it. We've got some credits. Personally, at home, I use the same model via different interface. I use AI Studio, and I use the free version. Now, big caveat here, read the terms and conditions. The same model, but they do use, well, potentially, they don't do that for everybody, but they could use my interaction with the AI, not only automatically with algorithms, but with real people. Their staff can read my messages and learn about me as you know. If it's free, I'm the product, essentially. So it's not just about the model you use, it's how you use it, where you use it from. Now, with the APIs that we're using here, I think we're all using the same system, HTTP requests, and it's authenticated via our own API key. I think the terms and conditions are quite clear. They do not use reinforcement learning through human feedback. Again, that's very expensive. It is done at the model level. And downstream, what we do when we interact with the AI, they learn patterns and behaviors, but they don't retrain the model. That's completely different.
So, just as I said before, pay, please pay.
One other thing on that, as we work with publishers, and this is thousands of them, I think around 10,000 imprints, it's very important over the years, first of all, that you establish this level of trust so that they know what's happening. And then number two, we kind of learned this a little bit in the early iterations of the AI Coach Me questions, is we wanted to make a big splash, and we rolled it out broadly with some popular titles where we thought, okay, publishers are cool with this. In a lot of instances, we had to have more conversation, sometimes unpleasant, realizing that we needed to have more conversation. So in these next iterations, we've done it, as you can tell, with a lot of OER content so that they can see how it actually works, and then 100% transparency with them so that they know exactly what's happening. They can look under the hood at all times and see what's going on with their content, and then giving them total control down to the title level as to what tools are there or not there. And then a lot of publishers in the process, parallel, are already looking into this as well. So I think it helps the sort of the universe of all of us, coming out with the best things. Like, for instance, I mentioned about being cautious with the translation, because that's a key thing. But we've seen some really promising publishers doing some tools on their own with that. So we feel a little bit better about, okay, how can we accelerate that? But again, it's always getting that feedback.